All right. Okay, connection. Let's hope it's perfect. Okay, we're in business. All right, so I know it's been a long time, and we're just gonna get straight to it. You already know the name of the title. It has officially been 2 years ago since. Okay, I'm gonna look at the exact date because it's been a while. Hold on. I remember I liked this trailer. This trailer was awesome. It was kind of one of those like not really boring trailers that I was excited of Silent Hill going back to its roots compared to what it happened. It was more of after Silent Hill 4, they had a lot of misses. I mean, the cream of the crop was Silent Hill 1 all the way through 4. We all can't deny that. But when we got to after 4, you could see that there was it was crap. It was absolute crap. And you could tell that it was crap because it wasn't just like the critics that nobody really gives a crap about the reviews. It was us, the players. We looked at it and we saw it and we were just like, ah. So it was very refreshing when we were just like, okay, this seems like this is psychological horror that Silent Hill is known for. Please go back to the basic. And yeah, that kind of sums it up. It was insane. And in terms of the face reveal, that was pretty. Yeah, this was one of the trailers I think I gave a 10 or a 9. I just loved its tone. I liked what they're going. Going back to its roots was such a solid move. And of course, then it went dark and we never heard anything. Well, we never heard anything yet or before. That changes now. So I'm definitely. Well, I am definitely late to the party, but I've been officially busy with personal business and always busy. Guys, it's that's kind of how it is. So, of course, I wanted to give my reaction of the Silent Hill F reveal trailer because obviously I'm late to the party. I want to see what this is all about. Give my reaction and we'll see. So, okay, let's do this. Glad I kept that to a bare minimum. Let's see all the hype about. I mean, 2.1 million views. So, you know that people were waiting for this. And here we go. Alright. Good looking 4K on my end. Awesome sauce.
シュウ君、嘘ついてるよね。
Well, that's an
騙せ
interesting
てると
start.
思う？ひなこを。ひなこはね、死んだんだよ。
That was different. That was different. Okay.
ひなこはお友達といつまでも一緒にいたい。お友達は永遠じゃないのよ。彼らだっていつか必ずあなたを裏切る。あなたが裏切り者と呼ばれたように。
Oh man, I love the tone they're going for.
ひな
Wow.
こ？あ、ごめん。何？天秤にかける価値があるかどうか、しっかりと判断しなさい。ひなこ、いつまでここにいる気なの？
自分でもおかしいと思うの。自分で自分がわからない感じ。自分の気持ちが自分で理解できない。私かお前の夢の中ってことはないよな。
ひなこ、もう時間がないのよ。あなたが生かされたということは、ここにいたってもまだ迷いがあるということなのね。あなたがそれに悩める時間はもう尽きかけている。
からなんで何もわからないふりをしているの？私はね、あんたをすぐに殺すこともできたんだよ。全部奪ったな。全部私から奪ったな。
それではお別れを。あなたが幸せをつかんでくれることを願っています。
Surprise attack! Nah, I'm kidding. Alright, so what did I think of the trailer? Definitely 9 out of 10. Is it better than the first trailer? I think the first trailer really set the tone. And when you compare it to the first trailer with that kind of like reveal, I mean, that ending shot was brutal. Gosh. Alright, let's go like a step by step like I do for any trailer deep dives. And you already know the bits, so. Let's go through some cool shots. I think. Uh-oh. Yep. Yeah, of course, the connection is kind of like. Is it doing it again? Oh, okay. It's the audio. It's auto rate. Okay, that's not a big deal. Okay, let's go back to it. Yeah, when I saw this, I was like, okay, intense violence, blood and gore, partial nudity. I was like, all right. So that means we're getting a release date because Death Stranding 2 or Kojima totally shadow dropped that trailer in the panel. Well, actually, it's not a shadow drop. We knew it was coming. We just didn't know the release date was coming. So there wasn't any release date, but a wish list now. So they are pretty much hard at work trying to make this game and get it in development. But I don't know. I feel like we're gonna get a release date. Maybe at the next state of play. Just the fact that it looks pretty solid in terms of the Silent Hill. Yeah, I thought we were getting a release date, but just a wish list now. Got shocked. This would have been the time. In terms of the tone,
死んだんだよ。
I absolutely think this sets the tone.
騙せてると思う？ひなこを。
Okay, Hinako. I'm guessing that's the spirit apparition or whatever we're calling this. That's the spirit, the evil spirit that they're talking about. This sets a tone. I mean, the fact that there are just all these flowers, blossoms, and just why is her back all scratched up? Like she looked like she got in a fight with the freaking feral animal. Yikes! But yeah, I think this sets the tone. Her back is scratched. She's freaked out of her mind. Like she just saw whatever she saw, and she's freaked out. I think this really sets a tone. This is a great shot, and it's terrifying in terms of that.
ひなこはね、死んだんだよ。
ひな子はお友達といつまでも一緒にいたい。
Yeah, in terms of the new art direction of what they're doing, yeah, this looks clean. And by clean, I think this is pretty step in the right direction. I mean, after Konami's kind of screw up of doing American, well, can we all just acknowledge it? It just felt like the developers, and I think it was American developers, because at first, like from the first one all the way to the fourth, it was by Japanese developers. But don't quote me on that. But it just felt like there was a different influence. Let's put it this way: there was a different influence from the first game all the way to the fourth game. And when let's just say, the developers got switched hands by the time, like I was saying at the beginning, the different tone, atmosphere, and everything else that happened after 4, you could feel it. And it was not a step for the right direction. It was not a step for the better. Everything sucked. Everything sucked. Well, anyway, this is something that I'm glad that they're going to the haunting atmosphere of pretty much Silent Hill. And by Silent Hill, I'm glad that they're basically going mist and fog everywhere. That's what we freaking want. That is Silent Hill 101.
Got it.
The question is, I wonder if they're going to do dub. That's the main thing. Wait.
ひなこ
裏切る。あなたが裏切り者と呼ばれたように。
ひなこ
Yeah, I always like the psychological horror because for psychological horror, you had to be creative, inventive, innovative, and all, you know what I mean. So when they do stuff like this, you know they're not going to be boring. You know they're going to put all their work in it. They're going to put all the tone, and it's just never going to be boring. I always appreciate psychological horror every single time. When they get to do this, when we do have psychological horror, they usually excel my expectation. And I mean, have I grown up with Japanese horror? Yeah, I've seen a lot of Japanese horror, and I've seen some American horror, and I've seen some international horror. I think the best type of horror, to me, in my experience, and of course my wife's experience, is international and Japanese horror. Why? Because they don't try to take millions of bucks. They don't try to be a big budget. They take a small concept or something that is outside the box, roll with it, and then they give us a fantastic movie. Yeah, I always respect Japanese and international horror because it always takes a very simplistic, or they take such a complex or taboo topic and make a movie out of it. And in regards to that, those are like one of my greatest horror movies. And Japanese horror, yeah, they absolutely are bangers because they take some pretty, really disturbing imagery and just actually genuine horror, and they excel. They always do. Okay, you know how I always like to say deconstruction a lot? Yeah, they take a deconstruction of the horror and just flip it upside down. They are the most iconic. Why do you think The Grudge and The Ring, the Japanese version, has held up till this day? Because the scares were genuine, the horror was unique, and the developers had a passion for it. So, I hope they have a passion for this, because, yeah, looking at this, art direction, tone, the story seems very intriguing. I hope they don't screw it up. Konami, considering that you always put your fingers in the pie, I'm trying to think of the best metaphor, but whenever Konami gets involved, things go sideways. That's just what I'm saying.
天秤にかける価値があるかどうかしっかりと判断しなさい。
This is some really strong art. Is it gonna be like this the entire time, like that type of graphics, or is it gonna be like a flip? Okay, I don't know what is that monster, but yes! Oh my gosh, the monster design. Let me rewind that. Oh my gosh, that is terrible. That's disgusting. Oh gosh, what is that? That what is that? I have no idea. I don't know what I'm looking at. It's like a distorted woman who was just in a freaking package, a very cramped box. Okay, I'm gonna be disgusting for a minute. It's like they took a woman and chopped her up in little pieces and packaged and restitched her after putting her body parts. And I'm sorry if this creeps you out and disgusts you, but it's a horror. It's a horror game. It's a psychological horror game. You know what you signed up for. It's like they took pieces of the woman, ripped her apart, put all the parts in the box, or like what's in the box, like from Seven, stitched her all back up when they took all her body parts out of the box, and this was the result. Was that imagery kind of very detailed and disgusting? Well, you know what you signed up for. That is an iconic shot. That is... okay, wow. Yikes. Oh yeah, this is definitely gameplay. This is definitely gameplay. Wait, what was that? Hold the freaking I have no idea what that creepy shot was, but
Hinako.
Is that on me?
いつまでここにいる気なの?
Yeah, gameplay was tight.
自分でもおかしいと思うの。
Yeah,
自
that
分
was
で
tight.
自分がわからない感じ。
Okay, definitely the gameplay. Okay, so she gets a
自
weapon.
分の気持ちが自分で理解できない。
That's good to know she gets a weapon.
私かお前の夢の中ってことはないよな。
Okay, that is also iconic too. What a great shot. Yeah, it's... Okay, so this is clearly by developers from the first 4 games. You could tell that there's passion there. They really set the tone. It is kind of elevating to a 10 out of 10 in terms of my score of like... I like giving out 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. Out of 10 for trailers. This is a solid trailer, I gotta admit. I think I'm giving this a 9 verging to kind of going to a 10. Maybe because its presentation... I'm curious about its story, but it's too early to tell. But its presentation, its tone, its atmosphere, its characters seem intriguing too. I'm curious about this well, I guess Hideko is the name of the main character. We have to see gameplay footage. As soon as we see a demo, or if we get a demo of this. If we get a demo of this, and the scares... What is the selling factor of this? The scares have to be genuine. It's gotta be like Yomawari. Or, if anyone played that kind of like chibi art that was misleading, it was such a deconstruction of horror. If you play Yomawari, you know what I'm talking about. That was Japanese horror incarnate, and it was the most terrifying game I have played in a long while. That was Japanese horror to a T. And it's a solid game, but freaky game. You can't play in the dark. I mean, you can, but yeah, you have to have nerves of steel to play Yomawari. I want that feeling. I want that feeling in a Japanese psychological horror. If you get me kind of like Yomawari PTSD, you're doing your job well. And Konami, the fact that you are successful because you went with Bloomer Team, you took a gamble, you took a risk, and Silent Hill 2 Remake just blew it out everybody's expectations. If you take that approach with this game, you're going to make money again. You're going to be relevant again. But if you don't, then what the heck are you in business for? That's a creepy shot. That is a creepy shot.
夢の中ってことはないよな。
That's a solid shot. Creepy shot.
ひなこ、もう時間がないのよ。あなたが生かされたということ。
I don't know what that was, but that was freaky.
こ
Oh,
こに至
man.
ってもまだ迷いがあるということなのね。あなたがそれに悩める時間がもう尽きかけている。
Okay, curious if we play Hideko the entire time. I feel like that's what we did. I mean, we played James the entire storyline, except for I guess that side story in Silent Hill 2. So, yeah, I don't know if we're playing Hideko the entire time, or we switch characters' perspective, and I imagine... Okay, so the whole gist of it sounds like Hideko is trying to break the Japanese curse of someone who got wrong in the past. And so she's trying to get back to her reality, but she's in some kind of like really nightmarish Alice in Wonderland, or in typical Japanese horror fashion, she went to the other side and got isekai to nightmare feel, and she's trying to escape with her life, and basically has some kind of useless physical object, like a pipe, or a knife, or something that will do nothing against nightmarish creatures, but she's expected to survive, because, she's the main character. So, yeah, if you played a Japanese horror game, there are 3 roles with it. There is going to be a person who pretty much caused... Alright, let me put it this way. Protagonists had a traumatic past, or they caused something to have trauma. They either caused the trauma, or there was something that happened in the past that had traumatic past. That's the first role. Second role, pretty much creepy freaking atmospheric areas like that. It has to have fog. It has to be basically in Japanese outskirts or some remote town that nobody would go to. Or it's basically foggy, like what James went to, like something you have seen in the US or internationally. Or it's in some creepy freaking forest. So in other words, it's pretty much do not enter here or you're going to pretty much die. You are going to die. No one ever goes here. That's the second role. Third role, there are nightmarish creatures that somebody was either on some serious drug. Don't do drugs, kids, but I'm going to do it anyway. Wait, what did I say? Gotta recount that. Don't do drugs. But anyway, yeah, there are nightmarish creatures in every corner, and the scares are actually effective jump scares, because there's no jump scares. They're waiting for you. The creatures are just nightmarish full. Whatever nightmare that the developers had, they just put it in there. Whatever nightmare creature that should never been in this game, they put it in there. That's the 3 roles of Japanese horror or international horrors. Let's have fun with that. Alright, let's get back to this.
あなたは誰なの？さっきからなんで何もわからないふりをしているの？私はね、あんたをすぐに殺すこともできたんだよ。全部奪ったな。全部。
I'm sorry, but what actually caused all that pain? I mean, when I'm looking at it, what did that to her? It's like she got in a fight with a bear. What happened to her arm? No, there's a story for that. But, of course, we're going to have to play the game or get the demo. Curious of what the demo will be like. Yeah, there's actually so many things to take away from this trailer.
それではお別れを。あなたが幸せをつかんでくれることを願っています。
Oh, this is disgusting. And we saw this for the first trailer too with that player, but yeah, that is a sick closing shot. And by sick, I mean that's disgusting. Why is her face peeling off? I know how disgusting it sounds, but I have no idea. That's such an iconic shot. We don't know what is causing it. I know she's hallucinating. She's either gotta be hallucinating or this is some death animation. That is a disgusting shot, but it's doing its job well. It's making you feel uncomfortable. What an ending shot. There's no jump scare, there's no cheap scares, there's nothing like that. No, this is just her face peeling off, and that's just the most disgusting thing ever. Yeah, it's doing its tone well. It is absolutely doing its tone well. It's gonna be so gory. There's a reason why it has, like, immature, yeah. And I'm gonna just end it like that, and I'm gonna narrate for just a little bit. So, yeah. Just the fact that we have a wish list now, that means we are absolutely getting a release date, like Death Stranding 2. If it does get released this year, if it does absolutely get released this year, they have to put it away from... It has to be clearly away from Grand Theft Auto 6. I've been saying this for a good while this year and last year, but mostly this year. if the game is near Grand Theft Auto 6, it's gonna lose. And by lose, nobody's gonna buy this game because it's gonna be around Grand Theft Auto 6. Why do you think Expedition 33, Doom Dark Ages, Death Stranding 2 are releasing earlier this year? Even Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Monster Hunter Wilds had to release like earlier because they had to get all their money because Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to take all our monies, including mine. But yeah, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to take everyone's money. But focusing on this, oh yeah, presentation, tone, atmosphere. Yeah, I'm curious if it will have an English dub. It doesn't matter if it does. If they go Japanese sub, I'm on board. I'm cool if they do Japanese sub. I think it would absolutely fit and get you more really immersed in this type of environment. Is it gory? Yes. Is the monster designs absolutely fantastic? Yes. I mean, consider we got Silent Hill short message announced the same time as Silent Hill F, or I think so. But the fact that we actually got a legit Silent Hill game, it's got me actually hyped. Got me excited. I want to actually see where this goes. We have to see gameplay footage. We only seen cinematic story cutscenes where the story looks intriguing. I think it's a great air of mystery, and I want to see where they go with it. If they keep the story interesting like what we saw, yeah, this is going to be a standout. I think the only complaint I'm going to say is maybe the gameplay. But we have to see it first. We have to see the combat. Because we all were kind of like not impressed with the gameplay in Silent Hill 2, but then they changed it. They listened to the fans, and then Silent Hill 2 Remake was kind of like, it was pretty much hype. No one was expected to succeed. And Konami wasn't expected to succeed. They were like, oh my gosh, if we get the fans what they want, then we get money. Yes, Konami, it's like we've been telling you that for ages. But for some reason, you got rid of Kojima, the guy who was making you money, and because you did that, you decided like, oh, we don't need Kojima to make a Metal Gear. We'll make Metal Gear Survive. No, dude, that's not what we want. Nope, you're gonna get it anyway. And that's how you know how that Sonic Dance went. And Konami's kind of shelf its for shelf. If they get the fans what they want, we will pay them. It's that simple. It's like basic math. If you as a customer, if a customer gives you money to buy your product and you give the customer a product that they wanted, guess what? They're gonna come back and give you more freaking money! Did I make that pretty crystal clear? Cool. Alright. So yeah, if they give us what we want psychological horror stuff like that, like for the first 4 games. If they give us what they want, guess what? People will buy this. But yeah, it's gotta be hype. That's all I wanted to say, guy. I want to give my 2 cents on this. It's gonna be a simple day. We're finally gonna get back to walkthroughs. And this is a perfect opportunity, so this is gonna be a PlayStation Day. Why? Because, you know, there are actually games that came out on PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium. So, I'll see you in the next clip. Alright. This was a good footage. This was pretty straight to the point. Curious on what they'll do with this on the release date. It's coming soon. Why else would they show us this much? They would show us this much if they have a release date. That means they have a release date. It's going to be probably fall or even, I guess, later summer. I'm thinking that. Nothing going to be near Grand Theft Auto 6. Alright, well, you get the idea.